it's like talking about that revised Switch has got me thinking. In hindsight, I hate it. Like I really hate the concept of those like midlife refreshes for consoles. So like what we saw with the PS4
Yeah.
Pro and the Xbox One S and the Xbox One S, they it's like, let me try and rationalize it for you. It's like
Okay.
they were wanting to put an upgrade. They were wanting to improve their current consoles, but they haven't got the balls to commit to a full upgrade. That's what it said to me.
Right.
So because like the problem is twofold. Because the people who bought the OG are going to be teed off because obviously like they've got what is now an inferior console, and they just thought, oh well, if they're going to release this better one, then what's the point? And then on the flip side, it's like they get the developer side of things, which is great. Now we've got consoles, because consoles are renowned for being this sort of like one size fits all platform. It's like really well optimized. It's why you see like you never get a problem with a console game. You always get the problems with the PC ports, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
I mean, look at the Arkham games. If you need a bad example, look at the Arkham games.
Yeah, that's true.
It's like great on console experience, but if you wanted to go on PC,
beautiful.
You're better off getting a lobotomy, mate. Honestly, you'll have more fun.
Yeah, no, my brother had it, and like because he's always been the better PC gamer, he had it, and I was like, Jack, when I was younger, I was like, oh, can I go on your PC? And he was like, oh, fine. So I went on it, and I saw Arkham. I was like, oh my god, I played that on console. I bet it's really good. No, it's not.
No.
It struggled.
No.
And it wasn't even have a bad PC. It just couldn't. It was so laggy. Like, you know how on the arcades it goes all slow motion when you're punching.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know if it ever was. It was always slow motion.
It felt like it anyway.
Yeah, definitely. So I don't know what that means.
Frames. Had to check the game.
Yeah,
speed.
literally, that is some first-hand experience.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Sorry. Go on.
Yeah, but it's like the problem that creates with those sort of midlife refreshes is the segmentation you're trying to avoid with PC is now on console. So it's like, great. Now I've got to optimize for the original console, which kind of kneecaps me because I want to add this technology, but it's only supported on the new, the refreshes, etc. And it's just, it's like, it's a mess. I'm sure that they had some sort of framework, because obviously, like, they're still in the same console family. So it's like with the 1S to the 1X and the 1, you had like simple like resolution or frame rate advancements. I think there was probably a framework of sorts in place to say, okay, it's like developed to this point, and to a degree the system will handle a lot of the rest. But even it's like the problem still stands, because that's the same problem you get with different specs of PCs. That's
it. They I don't know, because I didn't really watch. This is sort of on the similar to what you're saying, but like I remember watching E3 when they released the Series X properly. But I know at one point, I'm pretty sure if they did say anything, they weren't going to make like console like optimized exclusives. Like they were going to try and do the best to make it all like the Xbox One doesn't get forgotten about.
Yeah, to keep the parity between them.
Yeah, but they're already forgetting about the Xbox One. Like Flight Sim's coming out. We know that's not going to be able to run on the Xbox One, so it's an Xbox Series X exclusive to run on, other than PC, because that's where it started. But like, it's just a shame, because it's like not everyone's ready yet, and you're sort of making it so they have to be. Your whole thing, I think, was to keep everything connected. But no, it's getting difficult to run games even on the consoles, which is interesting.
Yeah, it's like that sort of comes back to what I said earlier about sort of kneecapping developers because they have to keep the older consoles in mind. It's like, I get with Flight Sim, I get it, because it's an intense game. Like, even the most powerful PCs in today's age with the latest tech,
and the Series X won't even be able
sometimes.
to run it. The Series X isn't going to be able to run it at its full capacity. Like a PC is only capable of doing that.
Yeah.
If you can.
It's like only the
So
highest of the high spec PCs can run it at 60 FPS. Just put that in perspective. That's considered
literally.
like a staple
Oh yeah,
that's considered a staple frame rate, and that's like the upper
yeah,
bound for flight sim. So I get it. I get it. They can't run on the Xbox One. That's not viable. That's just the march of
no,
time. That's how
sure,
that works. But at the same
yeah,
time, it's like kind of with the optimizations for the Xbox One family, it's that you like if you want a technological upgrade, just commit to a new console. Like we'd much rather
yeah,
wait, commit to a new
yeah, yeah,
console, and then you can properly execute on that vision. It's like where you've got a lot of in
exactly.
between games. Like I think, like I'm not going to throw too much shade, but I think Horizon 4
No, sure,
was severely kneecapped in what it could have been just by the fact that
okay,
the time it was released. It's like I
yeah,
could tell
fair
like
enough, fair
when they
enough.
introduced seasons and stuff like that and trying to
Mm,
balance all of the different consoles. So it's like you had I think 1080 is like 1080/30 on the Xbox One. Same deal
right,
again, but with HDR on the One S, and then optionally
yeah,
you can get higher resolution or 60 frames on the One X. And I just feel like it's like with that much variability, at what point is
yeah,
it better
yeah.
to just say just get a budget PC?